And we're back with some more X4. And it's been a while, but it takes a while to get some things done in the background on this. And the first thing I did in the background was I did a bunch of terraforming. Not like a small amount of terraforming. I basically went through and found every single mission offer that was for terraforming. And there's only 4 left because we did all the rest. Anything that was involving the Antigon Republic, anything that was involving the Argon, we did it. Everything else, we left. So, every single one of those are done, which means the Antigons have an extra shipyard, they have the ability to field extra fleets, they now control extra territories. All this blue area through here, all of these sectors, they all belong to either the Antigon Republic or the Argon. Frontier's Edge, Antigon Memorial, and even to an extent, Atilia's Misfortune. There is a shipyard belonging to the Antigons down here, this whole place, all the way through. However, these Terran protectorate, I got a grudging respect for these guys. They just do not die. So, we're going to try tilting things a little bit. For example, you can see here, the Void. This is the Terran protectorate, and it's contested. So the Terran protectorate own it, but it is contested. What that normally means, I think, is that the Terrans got down a administrative center. The administrative center is this thing that basically allows you to claim a sector as your own. It's the reason we have some green sectors around the place like Heretic's End over here. We claimed it for ourselves, meaning we can police it and do whatever we like. So the Terrans claimed it first with their administrative center, probably on, I'm guessing, this orbital supply base over here. And then since then, the Antigons have returned with the Argon, and they have built their own defense station, and this defense station actually has an administrative center built onto it as well, right here. So the two of them are vying for control, but since the Terran were here first, they get dominance. Now, I'm thinking if we could get rid of their control node over there, that would place this firmly under the control of the Argon, at which point they should clean out the rest of it, is the theory. I mean, once they claim a place, they tend to just move in. As it is, you can see they've actually got a bunch of factories in here already. We would just like to make that more permanent. Let's go check out the Terran base. Okay, let's see here. Now, I'm not actually sure what the Terran Administrative Center looks like, but it's probably that Yokomu Bob in the middle. I'll have to look it up to be sure. Now, what we want to do is destroy that without angering the Terrans. Could be tricky. Encyclopedia to the rescue. This is what the Argon Administrative Center looks like. And this is what the Terran one looks. It's a boot? God, that is ugly. Okay, we need to find this in this sector and then hopefully destroy it. I think this is it. Here's the boot bit, and that's connecting onto that system. Right, so this is your administrative center. We're going to have to destroy you. Just 1 second. What do you mean docking's not possible? Yeah, just 1 second. We want to use your facilities for a moment before we get to the destroying it bit. First thing we're going to do is go to the trader's corner. And we are going to make ourselves some spacesuit bombs. We have plenty of remote detonators and... we're actually low on unstable crystals. We'll have to see if we can't get our hands on more of those. We will craft 44 more spacesuit bombs, bringing us up to 107. I don't know if this is going to be enough. But before we do any attempted bombings, we're going to go down to the engineering section. We're going to do a little bit of mild hacking. Your storage system control, we don't care. You are construction line. Hack to disable all build modules. No, we don't care if you build stuff. What I want is your repairs. Hack to disable all production modules. And trade terminal. Am I missing something here? It's the security office we had to go to. My bad. Repair terminal. Hack to disable repair terminals. This should stop them from repairing the ship if it gets damaged. For 5 hours. Oopsie. Hack shield control panel. Hack to disable all shield generators. Yeah, we'll take that as well. I don't think we need it, but better safe than sorry. Turret controls? Well, why not? If it's easier for this place to get blown up. Security controls. Security vessels disabling. I mean... yeah, let's go for it. Now we gotta do a little bit of testing. I figure what we do is... we detonate one spacesuit bomb on it. Then we have a look to see how much damage that did, assuming we can. And then we have to calculate how many of these we're going to need. If we only need 100, great. But if we need like 1,000 or something like that, that might take a little bit longer. Alright, you. Let's go chuck some bombs at you. We have bombs selected. Give us 1 bomb. Actually, give us 5. 1, 2... That is 5 nicely attached bombs. Then what we'll do is get back inside the ship and detonate them from here. The thing is, I can't really tell how much damage this does to the hull. Trigger all bombs.
Orbital supply base.
You know what? Let's just use them all. Oh, according to this, the hull is at 95%. Okay, so 5 bombs did 5% damage. Well, in that case, we just need another 95. Okay, that's 20. That means if we detonate those, it should drop by another 20 points. Oh, and the reason I go back inside the ship to detonate them is, if you detonate them from inside the ship, the game doesn't know who to attribute the damage to, so it tends to be classed as just a mysterious accident. If you plant the bombs from outside, and then once you go back inside, for somehow you're a different entity, I don't know. Okay, that worked. 79%? Excellent. Let the experiment continue. 77, 78. We'll leave it at 78. This place is looking beautiful. Delicious. That really does look sort of beautiful. Just the whole flashing is consistent. It's,
Spacesuit bomb.
Anyway. Oh, come on. Am I going to need more bombs? 14% left? How? Fine, eat 4 more bombs. Then I'm going to have to go make a bunch more and come back and blow you up some more. Yeah, I don't think the numbers were quite right on that one. I'm going to be back with like about, say, another 25 bombs. Now, I've been doing my prep work beforehand just to make sure we're ready. Over here, there is a pirate base, and we have a ship on it. So all we can do is pop right over there. The only thing we're really missing to make more bombs is unstable crystals. And pirate bases sell them. Otherwise, you can go mine them, but mining is... no. It's just too much effort. So they have 4 unstable crystals, and they actually have a couple of spacesuit bombs. That's excellent. While we're here, maybe grab some... yeah, no, they don't have any trading seminars. Thank you. Then we immediately pop over here, and we head down to the next trader's corner, and get almost sliced in half by the doors. Happens all the time. Don't worry, game catches on. Then we do the same thing again. And once we've cleaned out this place, all we do is we pop over to the other pirate location. This is one of our first pirate places we were trading with. It's over here near, well, Argon space, Silent Witness. So we're just going to pop over there. And then we're going to do the exact same thing. These guys also have a couple of unstable crystals. No bombs, though. It's fine. All we need is about 25 or so. I think we'll be good. This place, unfortunately, only has the one trader. But there is another pirate base right next door. We teleport over there. The ability to teleport between all these locations is what makes this possible. And I don't really think that the game anticipated that people want to buy this many bombs. It's just normally you only need bombs for the very rare missions. But using them to blow up command centers just seems like a no-brainer. Bit of a grindy bit, you gotta grab all the stuff. Oop, you got a good supply. And then, once you've cleaned out all the shops, you just go back to the start. Whatever way the game is configured, if you teleport halfway across the universe, when you teleport back, all the shopkeepers have refreshed. So you can literally just keep doing this forever, assuming you have the money to afford it all. 19? Nah, we'll get a few more. Ooh. That's a weird-looking dress you got on there, buddy, but we've basically teleported back, and their wares should have refreshed, and no, they don't have what we're looking for. Damn it. However, the trader downstairs does have more, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. Swings and roundabouts. Alright, hull is at 10% according to this. So let's just chuck down 11 bombs and be done with it. 12. Okay. Done. This should be it, and where did I park my ship? Alright. Please explode. Damn you! 0%! Your hull's at 0. That makes no sense. You're dead. Stop being existing. You should explode now. You need to stop being alive. How can you kill that which has no life? It has no hull. It should explode. That's how reality works. Okay. Trigger all the bombs again. Whoa! Okay. I think it worked. Yeah. Yeah, it very much worked. Okay then. We lost a bit of shields. To be expected. Now, if we check out here, this area is now Terran protectorate, still contested. Oh, come on. Why is it still contested? They can't have another base in here, can they? Oh, please tell me they don't. If they have another one, we're going to need about another 120 bombs. Okay, where are you? I'm going to have to check out all of the bases belonging to the Terrans in this sector. You monsters. Why would you do this? Why would you have multiple... I have been all over this sector. I have checked out all of the bases belonging to the Terrans, and I can find nothing with an administrative center on it. So, solar plant, silicon carbide, copytronic substrate, and there is one more silicon carbide one over there. And that's it. There's no... They don't have an administrative center. But I think, well, I hope what's happened is it's glitched out a little bit because, well, no one actually killed the administrative center. Technically, it was an act of God. So because of that, the game hasn't updated and realized that the Argon have a defensive platform here that has the administrative center. So we're going to build one. We're going to build an administrative center right here on our base. We're just going to chuck it down here. This place is sort of a repair dock for the Argons and the Antigons so that they can repair their ships close to the front lines. I find that was very useful for them. Right now we're just waiting for a builder to arrive. Once the builder has constructed that, hopefully the game will update and go, oh, this sector either belongs to me, at which point I can delete the administrative center and it should switch back to the Argons. Or maybe I've just glitched something out, who knows? Okay, 10, 7, whatever. Administrative center should be built. Now, does that change the sector? Sorry about the jumping around there. Just had to pause the game. It does not like these kind of high speeds. Not anymore. They're just the games. No, it's still Terran protectorate contested. Okay, time to hit the nuclear button. Down here you see all these pink ships. They belong to the recently unified Parinid. Ooh, that's... Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a delicious amount of ships. Let's go get them involved in the war. The plan was to let the Argon and the Antigons wipe out all the way through here and claim all the territory. It's not working. So, instead, we're going to have to make a slight change in plan and bring the Parinid in. The Parinid can join in the attack, and then there'll be 3 nations against them. Whoa! Whoa. This sector would appear to be full of stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, the lag is real. Specs of the computer in the about section of the channel. That normally comes up. It was a pretty beefy rig a few years ago. We'll have to upgrade at some point, but I think it's good enough for now. No, you want to talk. Is this one? Okay, so we just get to choose. Now, we'll probably have to do some run-around fetch quests to get this working, but we can put them against the Terran Protectorate. That's actually great. I was worried that we wouldn't be able to fire them at those. We can get them to go against the Argon and the Boron. The Antigon Republic and the Queendom of Boron will join the war on the Argon side. So you get those 3. Yeah, okay. The Taladi. The Minister of Finance will join the war on the Taladi side. Okay, and the Split Patriarchy. Yeah, that seems like a bad idea. The Split are always getting hammered. Turn Protectorate. Let's go. Yeah, this is my final choice. Go for it. Just go for it. What are we going to do?
The arrangements. With the amount of support we have...
Wait for the war declaration. Wait, we don't have to do anything? We just wait 20 minutes? Sweet. Kind of feels a bit weird. We're here sitting behind our desk just waiting for the war we put into motion to kick off. Feels kind of dirty. At the same time, it's only a video game. It's fine. Alright. Mission complete. Make war not peace. Done. Now, that should mean all of this pink in here should start migrating towards the Terran Protectorate. So maybe let's keep an eye on... I suppose the first place they're going to punch through into would be here. The Void. So let's see what pours through, if anything. Okay. Why, oh why, will you not die? Like this Asgard? I've seen it here for ages. Oh, yeah, there's destroyers. There's all sorts of stuff here. Right, that would explain... Oh my god. I could only see them from the outside. I could only see... Right, well, I'm just... Yeah, I'm going to go shopping and just let the computer do what it's going to do for a bit. What the hell? It's been like 30 minutes on Seda, and he's still not dead. That's a... Osaka, is it? Asgard. Oh yeah, one of those. Basically, it's an extra large destroyer. You know what? We're just going to go in system. We are going to teleport in system, and when we're in system, I bet you it'll instantly just sort of disintegrate.
Entering system.
You see, the thing about these guys is they have massive, incredible shielding, and the regeneration rate is insane. And when you're outside of the system, it seems to be able to keep up. But once we jump inside, my bet would be
Avoid.
that the ship will immediately start to crumble because all of its subsystems will get targeted and annihilated. Where are you? Hopefully we can get a good view of it. Ooh, there we are. And you can see the fireworks show, and its shields are just like they're getting hammered now. Because you're out of system, it wasn't dying. The moment we pop in, the game generates things a little bit better, and it's like, oh wait, no, they totally can kill this thing. Of course they can. There's like an enormous swarm around this thing, and it just wasn't dying. For literally half an hour on Sata mode, that thing has just been annihilating stuff. I think I can see why the Terrans are so powerful. Every time they field one of these, it must be almost impossible for it to die. Like, it's going to have to get massively swarmed by stuff, or probably the Xenon, because it's just an absolute monster in terms of shielding. It can just tank so much. Oh well, it should shortly be dead, and that should end their defensive line there. Do we have any more ships that should be coming through? Ugh, most of the pink ones have been annihilated. Yeah, the Parinid, I think, lost a bunch. What are you doing over here? There's nothing there. Come through. Start murdering these guys. They need to get got. Yeah, moment the shields go down, it just falls apart. They've probably popped the shield generators, so without the shields trying to regenerate all the time, it's just... yeah, it's basically tinfoil. There we go. You popped. I was trying to click on you. Well,
Pressure.
never mind. Problem solved. Now we got to see if they'll wipe out everything else in here. But while that goes on, we might... oh, Xenon. How did you even get there? You shouldn't have a way in. Oh, actually, wait. Ooh, this place is just covered in Xenon. And there's another turret destroyer. This one actually got very badly damaged, and I had to rebuild it. Stronger, faster, better, more powerful, more unstoppable. Turns out on long enough runs, the defense platform, the normal 5-disc one, won't last a full 12 hours on Sata mode, depending on the gate. Some gates it can handle, other gates like, wow, what's that? Yeah, there's PEs, there's a H. Nothing too crazy. The moment they go near the defense platform, there'll be confetti. All right. While this goes on, though, we need to... well, actually, I want to wipe out some of the Xenon. It's time we built our own little fleet. Now, I've been trying to avoid getting into fights with anyone, so we're not going to. We're going to wipe out some Xenon, and we're going to let the... was it the Parinid, the Antigons, and the Argon just chew into the Terrans and see what happens. I might pop in occasionally to make sure Asgards die, though. If I see any Asgards pulling their magical survival trick again, I'll maybe come into the sector just so that reality can bite them in the ass. To make our new fleet, we want to go with a carrier-based one, so we're going to have to pop over to Boron space. We want to gain access to Boron carriers because,
Entering
well,
system.
they look the coolest and they're also some of the best. Hi there, fishy buddy.
It's an honor to see you here.
Yeah, we'll just receive our rank. Yeah. Wonderful benefits. I understand. I've been given this spiel before. But what I'd like to buy is your shark. Yep, a shark heavy carrier. This is an extra large carrier and it looks awesome. This here is the shark super carrier from the Boron. Pluses for it. One, it can hold 64 fighters. It has 16 small docks and it has a bunch of launch tubes to make sure that launch, whatever. It's really good at launching and collecting fighters. So, might not be the best at all things, but that's one of the things it really excels at. At the same time, there is downsides. You can only use boron engines, boron shields, and boron weaponry. So basically everything on this has to be boron except for thrusters and, yes, some of the deployables and things like that. That's basically it. You got to have all of the boron tech to produce these things. Still worth it. Now, how many of these can we make, I wonder? I think 10 should be sufficient. Could we do 20? Yeah, we could, but I think 10 is enough for our purposes. We just want to wipe out the Xenon. So I think we'll queue up 10 of those, and now we just got to stock them with fighters. To fill our carrier, we're going to need fighters. And now's the time to go through some of the fighter knowledge we've picked up along the way. The first is, this is the KYD. Basically a trash ship made by a trash faction. Literally the Viger Syndicate make this ship. And it's incredible. This ship is so cheap, it's just insane. You can buy 100 of these for the cost of about 14 million, and they will slaughter things. Because you can buy them super cheap. But the thing is, it sounds really counterintuitive and it makes no sense at first, but once you think about it, it makes a lot more sense. You basically equip them with trash. Lowest quality engines, lowest quality thrusters, lowest quality shields for weapons you just put on Mark 1s, not even Mark 2s. For example, if we upgraded to Mark 2s, the cost would go from 147 to 372. We haven't really doubled our damage, or even if we had doubled our damage, the problem we would still face is if we faced off against another fighter, we could just bought 2 of the fighters and we're facing twice as much armor, twice as much shielding, twice as many guns. It's just harder. Cost efficiency wise, nothing beats just buying huge quantities of KYDs and just throwing them at problems. You gotta imagine, 100 of these cost 14 million and they will destroy anything you put up against them. Like, there is no combo you can put up against that mix that will win. Downside, you would trick them away. You will lose them if you set them to defend a gate. They'll start dying off because they're not invincible. They're actually, well, quite soft. And the reason the KYD is so useful is it carries 2 guns and has a hull value of 3,000, which means it's actually quite tough for the cost. It's just anything else you put on top of this or anything you add to it to make it more survivable just doesn't make up for just buying more of them. It's incredible. There was some wonderful testing done by IMMI. He did a bunch of testing on fighters. And, well, okay, he didn't specifically mention the KYD, but he was doing a bunch of testing on other fighters. And, well, let's just say the KYD has been brought up by a lot of forums as well. So this is sort of the default. If you need trash quickly to hold somewhere, these guys work. However, what if you want something a little bit more robust? Like you've got a carrier fleet. You don't want to be filling them full of trash because then you got to buy more carriers, which is more expensive. You want to cram good stuff into your carriers for your assaults and have cheap stuff for defense would be the theory. But I mean, we don't really care about defense with the way we're playing. And then that introduces the She Heavy Fighter. Now, the reason this one's a little bit popular is it can hold 3 shields. So it's got a little bit more durability and survivability to it, and it's got 4 weapon slots. However, fully equipped, as in if you give it combat engines, thrusters, all of the good juice and stuff, yeah, it comes to 1.3 million a pop, which means you could buy about 9 of the KYDs, and the 9 KYDs would absolutely butcher this thing horrifically. But that's not why you're bringing it along. You're bringing this along because it's a cost-efficient thing to stick inside your carriers because it's pretty tough. But we're not going with them. The problem I have with these is they're too slow. Even with all the boost and stuff, it's 278 meters per second. They're quite good ships. I just want to do things a lot quicker. This here is the Moira. It's a variant of a scout ship used by the weird Yaki. And as such, they've basically strapped 2 extra guns to it. So it's got the speed and maneuverability of a scout ship, but twice the guns. This makes it a 4-gun ship that can move at ridiculous speeds. Unfortunately, shield-wise, you're only looking at the 1. You're not going to get a ship with 4 weapons, good shields, and good speed and maneuverability. You pick 2, either speed and maneuverability, guns, or shields. You can only get 2 of those. That's all you're getting. And I want to go with the Moira because it looks cool, it's really fast, and allows you to just swarm areas. So this is what we're going with. Still, look at that cost, 2 million. So as you can see, you can get better fighters. The problem is cost efficiency-wise, it goes way down the more you stack onto them. And when you're going on the offensive, you usually want to bring really good stuff because, you'd like it. And God, that cockpit is actually tiny when you look at it that way. Another option is you could just bring swarms of fighters. Like, you could just bring 500 cheap KYD fighters and just throw them at the problem. Some of them get damaged and injured and you don't care. But it's not nearly as much fun or cinematic. When it comes to weapons for the generic fighters we're going to be cramming onto our carriers, shard battery is the way we're going to go. Now, there's a lot of ways this could go. For example, plasma cannons are considered the grade A standard. Well, not the grade A. They're the grade B standard for destroying capital ships, assuming you don't want to go missiles. And we're leaving out missiles because, this is going to get so complicated. Okay, we're going to keep this simple. Real simple, hopefully. The small plasma cannon has a projectile speed of 1,229 meters per second. This is really slow. You're not hitting any fighters with this. This weapon specializes in destroying capital ships. You can use it against medium-sized ships, that it's not great. But if you're going to go plasma cannons, well, no one does. Unless you're playing a themed run, you go get blast mortars, because blast mortars are superior in every single respect. Just better burst damage, sustained damage, projectile speed, just all around, they are superior. They're a little bit shorter range, but you don't really care. Beam emitters, they're basically tickle beams. Putting these on fighters is almost pointless unless you upgrade them in some way. Their damage is so depressingly low. Thing is instant hit. and minimum cooling required. So they only need like 31 megawatts. It's tiny, teeny, teeny. So these things, you can pretty much fire them forever. Problem is they just don't do enough damage, and you have to keep staying on target the whole time. Pulse lasers are the step up from beams, and they're actually pretty good. In fact, if you want just an all-round thing that's good at killing fighters because of the massive projectile speed, 4,147 meters per second, these things are actually really good. They're really good at killing fighters, pretty good at killing medium ships. When it comes to capitals, they kind of drop off an awful lot. Then comes the bolt repeater. Its damage is an upgrade on the plasma laser. Like, it's a decent jump up. You're getting like an extra third of damage out of it. Problem is your projectile speed drops to 2,400 meters per second. So you're taking about half a speed hit on your projectile speed to get about 33% more damage, which is usually not worth it. It means you get way worse at killing fighters, but you get a little bit better at killing medium and capital ships. It's a good all-rounder, but it's definitely a lot harder to use. Then we've got the shard battery. And the great thing about this is projectile speed's crazy, but it's basically a shotgun, so you're going to be firing out a spread, and once you go beyond a certain distance, it doesn't hit so good. But you can hit stuff so long as you get close enough. It's short range, high damage, and just like all round, it'll do well against. It does probably best against medium-sized ships. It'll do decent against fighters, and it'll do okay against capital ships. It's like your middle-of-the-road thing that's just about right. So that's what we're going with. Yeah, the Split have their own version of the shotgun, which it's not an upgrade, it's a side grade. The Split weapons are generally side grades. The only thing I would mention about them is the thermal disintegrator. This one's an interesting gun in that it has shield piercing on it naturally. So for every 28 points of damage you do, 10 points will automatically penetrate the shields, which is really good for stripping hard points and doing things like that. Problem is the projectile speed is so slow, it can't hit fighters. This makes it really weak against fighters, which means you're better off shooting medium and large ships, and then you're back to not having a good all-rounder, in my opinion. So, this carrier fighter is going to have Parinid engines. The reason being is Parinid engines give it the best speed. We don't really care about its travel speed because it's going to be carried around in a carrier. Maxed out thruster, shield generators, we're going with Terran. Might as well, remove all the stops and just go high-end here. Mark II shard batteries, of course. Give them all the software upgrades, and that's it. Done. We'll add that to the shopping list, and we'll queue up 100, please. And we'll confirm that order. In fact, we're going to need 600 of those. Well, 640, I think. Oh, we're actually going to be out of engine parts after we ordered the first 300. We have 100 in the queue, and once we add those 200, we'll be 7,000 engine parts. Going to take a little time to build all of these, isn't it? Oh my god. Yep. That's all the fighters. This might take a little time, and it's going to cause so much more lag. 10 Shark supercarriers complete, and nicely and neatly named. And we've also made 640 Moira ships, and we'll just stick them on board here. I'm going to split them into two groups. One will be set to intercept for commander. That means any small and medium-sized ships that come near the carrier, they'll scramble and kill them. Then we'll have one for... Actually, I'm not sure if... Currently I have this one set to attack with commander, but I think I might set it to bombard for commander. I'll leave it at attack for now, but at any point what we can do is we can just modify the settings. So for example, we can just click on the ship here, go under loadout, scroll down a wee bit here, and we've got subordinate control, and you see there's two groups of 32. Can't figure out a way to split those, so that's why I put them in two groups apiece. One is set to interception, one set to attack, but we can say... get the attack team and switch it over to bombardment. Bombardment means attack capital ships and attack stations, as far as I'm aware. Follow is follow, mimic. It seems the only ones you really need are defense. Position defense? Okay, that seems weird. Attack, because that'll attack with the carrier. But I don't think I'd want to send my carriers to attack a station. That would seem bad. Alright, now I gotta somehow combine all these fleets together. The thing is, each time I added fighters to it, the Sharks kind of just became their own fleet. How can I add stuff to each fleet? You know what? I'm just going to drag select a lot of them. Now what we want to do is start heading towards the Xenon space. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to meet up at Tarkas Cascade. Yeah, there shouldn't be too much pressure here. Whoa, what's going on in this section? Who's attacking each other? Okay, so the Argon are attacking the Split? Well, the fine howdy. You know what? Doesn't make a difference. We don't care. You guys, fly over here. We're going to want all of the carriers over this section, and we are going to meet up with them. In fact, we might sit in the bridge of one of those carriers. I have made a few changes to the fleet. Namely, I've gotten all of the sharks and I have subordinated them to Shark 1, which we are now sitting in. And we have changed all of their subordinate controls to an interception and bombardment. I figure half the fighters should intercept stuff that comes near us and the other half should bombard it. Now, let's go venture into Xenon territory and see what happens. Alright, Xenon, here we come. See how the accelerator handles a supercarrier. Pretty handily, it seems. Kinda wish we'd brought more firepower for our
Entering
initial landing.
Sarka's Cascade 17.
Let's check how we're doing. Yeah, that's not great. There's a Branch 9K destroyer nearby. Wings are launching. Alright. You know what? I want to go watch. Someone else take over the ship. Oh, the view is horrible.
That could be your last mistake. Not good enough.
You know what? Let's try you. Let's view the live stream. Okay, the ships do look pretty cool, but I'm not really seeing a big fight going on. And I think our flak cannons are... Oh, the shotguns definitely sound cool. Actually, now that I think about it, we've basically built an entire fleet equipped with shotguns. Space shotguns for the win. The bizarre thing is, until I figure out better camera controls, our best bet is, oh my god. Hey buddy, how you doing? Getting swarmed by a bunch of fighters set to bombard. This is only one carrier. Where's the rest? Yeah, they'll be here in a bit, but this guy is... Let's check out what your life is like. External view?
Okay.
And he is getting chewed up. Right.
That's just not good at all. Please, no.
Yeah, I think the fighters shredded him. And now he explodes.
You're cooked.
Dear God, okay, that worked really, really well. It's at 32 fighters, equipped with 4 shard cannons, Mark IIs. Pretty much shred things instantly. Aren't you supposed to explode now? Go on, you do the little pop thing. There we go. Excellent. Oh, and you can see all the fighters docking back up with our ship there. And, oh, there's a whole bunch of carriers who've landed behind us. We should move. We should clear the area. Okay, there is a Xenon defense platform over there. We need to go over and say hello. Ah, there's the Yaki. A Yaki ship is actually flying its way through. Alright, we need to head over that direction though. Okay, we're getting closer to this station. I have no idea what range fighters start to launch at. Let's slow down a bit. I have no idea what the braking distance on this is either. Fighters are already launching. Go for it. Oh my god, they're actually accelerating. You can see the warp drives on them, or the travel drives. They're accelerating over there. They're like, hey, we're here to kill you, and we're not going slow about it. Just a stream of fighters pouring out.
Awaiting orders.
And then we've got
M.
a bunch of smaller fighters as well. Gonna want more launches. I want everyone launched. Please tell me they're all launched already. I can't tell who's killing what, or if we're killing it. Oh, yeah, that guy looks like he's dying. Yeah. Popped. Really wish I was seeing more damage. Oh. And here comes the reinforcements. Oh my god. This does actually feel like utilizing a swarm. Oop, oop, oop. Nope, nope, nope.
Awaiting orders.
You know what? Let's see if we can get... Oop. Zoom out. You. I would like an external view.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, things are fine. You've still got most of your stuff intact. You can sort of see the turrets right there. So those turrets are still active. That means he's probably not being too actively targeted. But you can see the swarms of Mora fighters just shredding everything nearby. Huh. They don't seem to be tickling this guy at all, though. Oh, I think they've started focusing him now. What I'd really like to see is them targeting Never mind. They don't need to target his guns or anything. He's basically dead. Well then. That was perfect. Then, in that case, time to start targeting the main base.
K.
Oh, I can definitely feel there's been fighters launched. Yeah, the game is...
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, there goes one. Okay, I can't tell what's going on anymore. There's too many fighters everywhere. That is incredible. I should have got into fighter swarms more. Alright, we're going to have our ship just basically charge straight towards that thing. And then what we're going to do is just
Awaiting orders.
have an external view of it.
K.
Okay, they got another ship over there. Where are we coming from?
Awaiting orders.
Oh. We're coming from this direction. Damn. This actually feels like a proper space battle. And we can see the other carriers getting into position. I think as well they launch all their fighters. Have I set this up correctly? Or are they just going to, like, do nothing? So the theory is here that the fighters, once they take sufficient damage, as in once their paint gets scratched, they'll fly back to the carrier, dock, repair, and then leave again. However, we're still going to lose a bunch, I presume. How far away are we?
Xenon defense platform.
Guys, why are you moving so slow? Get closer. Oh, look at the map. You can see the swarms moving in. I think the other teams have joined. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And you can see where people have died. Yeah, there's lots of empty spacesuits. Replacement fighters are cheap. And all of these guys that are streaming in, I'm pretty sure they're dead too. Okay, the interceptors are just going to intercept fleets, and oh my god, there's a Zen 9 branch destroyer, another one, a K destroyer, an I destroyer. Okay. That's a lot of ships. Let's see if we can get in on a run. You, give us an external view. Pound him. Go on. That looked terrible. Well, it looked great, and then it was like, shouldn't you be hitting him? And then you just stop dead and turn around? Come on. I want to see you get that ship back in your sights again. I think it's one of the problems. I might used to use, like, one of the things about the shotguns is they use a lot of heat when you fire them, so they definitely get your damage down range as quickly as possible. I think that's more valuable for the fighters. As in something that generates heat slowly, you might get more damage per second, but it will take so long to get its shots out that it will simply do a strafing run and bugger off. Oh, yeah, that guy's dead.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, one of our shield generators is also completely popped. Oh my god. I don't think the game likes us being in system. Oh! When did we get this close? Let's just reverse up a bit, boys. I don't know if we're going to survive. My apologies. Ow. Yeah, I think we're going to need a new carrier. It's okay. We've already got 9. 9 to spares. Where's my fighter defense is what I want to know. I'm checking in on all of them. They all seem to be doing something. Maybe I'm messing something up, but yeah, I don't think this carrier's going to survive. We're not going to get out of the range of the plasma in time. And we realistically don't have any weapons that can do anything against a battle station. But you never know. We might be able to reverse just barely fast enough. Okay, I cannot believe we actually managed to reverse far enough out of range. Alright. Let's see what's going on out here. Yeah, I can't tell anything from that map. It's just chaos everywhere. Fighters swarming stuff. The Xenon have actually done quite well for themselves on this map. For some reason I can't get my fighters to attack the station. They don't seem to want to. I've changed a bunch of the commands that they're set to just attack, set all the ships to retaliate.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, I'm seeing a green swarm show up, so maybe they're finally getting the message. Let's see. Yeah, you guys should start targeting about now. Now, this might be a handy time to have those shield-piercing weapons. I mean, it'd take forever to kill the station, but you'd still kill it slowly but surely. Let's check the map and see where everything is. Oh, the game is just crying, though. Yeah, there's not a lot of fighters going near that. All the fighters seem to be not doing much anymore. In fact, I think most of them have gone back inside. Okay, so setting them to attack is pointless. Well, since forcing the fighters to attack it is kind of tricky, we're going to wait on reinforcements for that. I've ordered a few super destroyers to come along. They should be able to chew through those stations. Instead, we're going to get this fleet and go camp the shipyard. We have a shipyard over here, and we're going to kill all the stuff that comes out of it. And that should slow down the reinforcement waves. It is nice to just see the ships pop. You're just sort of cruising along. Xenon ships show up. Xenon ships explode. Your fighters go out and automatically take care of them. You don't have to do anything. I can see why this would be nice. I think the carriers are better as support. They're not good at killing starbases. That just doesn't work. Well, maybe there's a better way to configure it. But I think what they are good for is anything comes near your fleet, fighters go out and just savage it. So ship-on-ship combat, I think fighters are the way to go. I think for stations, yep. I'm going to have to go with the general consensus. You need destroyers. It's the only way. And if you look at your left window, you'll see a K exploding. It just seems to be one of those days. To deal with this starbase, what we've done is we've brought in some Asgards. They're pretty tasty at doing this sort of stuff. As we have 4 Asgards set up in a little fleet, their job, destroy the bases. So the carriers come in, they wipe out all the ships, and then the Asgards rock up with their plasma and their high-energy beam cannon and basically just shred stuff. You know what? Give me command for a little bit. I think we've just gotten within plasma range. Excellent. Now let's fire the main cannon and see how it does. I have no idea how much hit points this thing's got left, but hey. Yeah, that seemed to work. This thing can basically eradicate a K in one blast, that big beam weapon it's got on the front.
Thanks for your help. Preparing to dock.
Well, I'm just going to let these guys chew away at the base. It'll take them a while, but they'll take care of the problem. Actually, those Asgards from here,
Asgard.
they actually look like the ships from Stargate, SG-1. Prometheus or something it was called? They really do look like them. Especially when they're shooting at you. See what I mean? That totally looks like the Prometheus. I'm going to have to find some footage of that. The Asgard is an absolutely base-destroying beast. This thing is ridiculous. I've never seen a ship shoot through... I suppose it's an extra-large destroyer, but... yeah, it carries a lot of plasma. We have 16 large plasma turrets, 6 Argon flak medium. Like, so only 6 flak turrets. Fighters would be a big problem. But so long as you've got a fighter screen for you, this thing basically shreds. Get it within about 5 or 6 kilometers of a starbase, and it will just, well, within 9 kilometers-ish, and its plasma will just start shredding everything, and it's got a lot of plasma to work with. And then at the same time, every so often you can just activate the beam of death and just go... yeah, that thing just took a massive chunk of health off that station. It's kind of incredible. Alright, I think I know how to combine fleets a little bit to do, well, to make this more efficient. Because fighters alone, they were not cutting it. So instead what we've done is we've got the Shark Smasher fleet. It's basically 3 Asgards at the moment. I'm in a 4th. And then we assign the fighters to, or the carriers to follow them. So all the carriers follow around the strike fleet. The strike fleet is told, hey, go attack a station. They attack a station, then they get covered by the fighters from the fighter screen. They basically will kill any ships that come near them, while the Asgards basically pound any ship or any starbase into oblivion. That's making a lot of scrap. Okay, this was an okay attempt, but I have an idea on how to clear a sector faster with less effort, because this requires effort, and we want to cut down on that. Okay, plan B. Hopefully faster and more efficient. Take 640 fighters and fire them at a sector. See what happens. I mean, why not? Now, I don't think we can be in sector for this, because it would kill my computer. It's already crying so much. So let's just change the orders on these guys a little bit. Area to protect. There is that area. Perfect. Now, everyone's going to go... everyone from that swarm of 256 ships will go swarm that area. Then you can swarm... that area. And then the third group. Then all we do is wait until the ships show up and see how well they do. We'll basically just click them through all of the stations. We'll tell them to protect all of these areas, and then Hopefully everything in those areas dies. They have a lot of shipyards. We just wiped out one wharf and one shipyard over here. So these guys have a lot going on. They've done quite well for themselves. It's so pretty. Okay, that's just a stream of fighters. Trying to imagine the Xenon going, wait, what? The Terrans know how to attack the Xenon, and that's probably the biggest fleet they've seen. Hey guys, have you finished with that solar panel? Come on, seriously, it cannot be that tough. Get down to 65%. This fleet is set to destroy those and then move on. It takes way too long. Oop. And here we go. I have no idea what is happening right now. And I really run a sort of teleport in there. Let's see, are we getting any notifications? We're getting no notifications that anyone's died. That's a good sign. Like Christ, they really are a swarm. Now the plan here is we send them in, they start smashing everything, and then what we do is we send in a few auxiliary ships. The auxiliary ships allow them to repair and repair, which several of them are going to need. Wow, a bunch of them got really badly knocked up already. Damn. I don't think the enemy really has a hope. It's just like swarm, swarm, swarm some more. I have to go in system. I can't stay out here. Get me on board one of those ships.
Number 7, 9.
Don't mind me. Oh my god.
Why are you shooting me?
I'm not doing anything. Ooh. Yeah, we lost a few Morias. What? Are you sitting still? Why? Why are you sitting still?
Morea.
Just pretend I'm not here. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh, you decided to move again. That's good. The screen is just so chunky. I don't know what frames per second we're getting, but it's not a lot. And there's a dead ship over there. You know what? Let me just check the map. All right, ships are getting swarmed left, right, and center. I have no idea if they're gonna, like, who's died or not. What I do know is I should probably bring in the nomad vanguards we've got about the place. You guys can fly and wait there. I have no idea how it's going to work out, if the ships will go back automatically or if I'm going to have to tell them to manually go and repair. Ooh. That is beautiful. Let's see what's happening over here. Can you see all the trails from every single one of the ships flying around? That is crazy. I think they're all chasing one individual target. I think, and then they stop and retarget another something? Is that what's happening? Because I really feel like there was about 100 of us there chasing one guy. And now they're going after this guy. Oh, you can literally see one of the corpses jammed in the engine, like there's a dead fighter there. You might want to get away from this ship, buddy. It sounds like it's about to explode. And we're charging up jump drive engines to go attack something else. Like, I much prefer this method. It seems far faster, more aggressive, and like 100 times cooler. Well, maybe not 100, but at least like 5 or 6 levels cooler. The fighter carrier swarms, the carriers, they're cool. And if you want to do a slow grinding approach, that works. But if you just want to fire like just a shotgun's worth of fighters at an area. Yeah, there's an explosion over there. There's another one exploding over there. Oh. When you get a bit faster. I think the starbase... Wow, they wiped out the starbase as well. Like, you can see the starbase in the corner there. That whole thing has been destroyed. There was no messing about. Don't, there's a ship. They're not the brightest sparks, but you know, they'll get better if they survive. Alright, so this must be the last big ship left, and it looks like they killed it already. Wow. Well then. What's left to kill? I think they've killed just about everything. There's a Branch 9 eye destroyer over here that they haven't finished off. There is a Zen raiding party P over here they haven't finished off. I think it's time we just camped at their wharf. Like, smash the wharf would appear to be the plan. You can see all the those things there. They're people in spacesuits. They're fighters that we've lost. I was expecting more. Actually, we can just drag these about. This actually makes things much more convenient. Perfect. I would like you guys to kill everything inside that radius. There's like 3 ships. Actually, not that one. Join this one. I want to join one of the ships in transit. Okay, we're inbound to attack this starbase station. And we can see all the trails of all the other engines of ships joining us in the attack run. Or wait, no, they were attacking one of those little, supply ships that belong to the Xenon. Now we're attacking the starbase. And weapons free. Oh, you can see all the shells just smashing into the side of the ship. If only we had more frames. And why are you pausing? It seems like they shoot something, kill it, and they're like, oh, I'm going to stand still for a minute and get shot at. And then they think, no, I should move again. And there we go. So shoot something, stop, get shot at when it's dead, and then move on and attack the next target. Yep, another target dead. I think maybe I'd have to break them up into smaller teams or something, or come up with a better command structure. What I really want them to do is just kill everything in an area. So, how about... this is probably going to be very inefficient, but I would like to give it a quick shot. Patrol an area. What I would like you to do is patrol this sector. That means they're going to just fly everywhere randomly. Everyone in the whole group. Now, it does mean they're going to split up an awful lot more. So that could be problematic. Actually, I'm going to get the small group to target the stations. Like if I place you there, shrink the size down to about 12 kilometers. Yeah, so your only target is inside here. That should mean they definitely kill it. And what we do is we unpause it. Most of the people have been set to patrol the whole sector. What they should do is just attack anything they see. Dear God.
You're wrecking my shields. You'll have to do better than that.
Move. Move. Okay. So, can't really tell if it's working or not. We'll just have to... Oh my God, they killed something else and then they decide to stop for 10 seconds. That is very frustrating. Oh, it's because they've got defense drones. I think we're just going to leave sector and let the ship sort it out for themselves. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're out of sector. That means they should stop having so much stopping and getting their asses handed to them every time. I think the game is just struggling to reassign target. Wow. And the patrols are... I don't know who you guys are. I don't know what you did, but they really didn't like that. That's death. Yeah, dead. And the next one behind you is going to be dead as well. And I'm pretty sure... It's like watching a shoal of fish just chew their way through things. I really wish you could watch it in sector. It's just... The computer cannot handle it. I'm not sure any computer could. Alright, we'll let them finish off this station, and then we'll see how long it takes them to kill this whole area. They should be able to wipe out everything, though, in a reasonable time frame. That poor starbase. It looks like it's got a bad case of something. Like some sort of nasty disease. Oh. I need to get a look at this. I know I shouldn't go back in sector. I know the game will freak out. I don't care. I gotta see this. Hope you don't mind me sitting on your lap.
Number 79B.
Oh. Yeah, I really thought they would have wiped out all of the point defense on it, or all of the defensive nodes should be destroyed. Is this guy even shooting at it? I can't tell. There's not enough frames. Yeah, he seems to be trying to target something. If it didn't stand still for so long. Oh. I suppose I did equip them all with shotguns, so we've got 600 ships with shotguns firing multiple pellets. Yeah, that would probably... that might cause a few issues. Still can't believe he's alive, though. It seems to be doing its job. Wow. That the whole starbase gone? I think they killed it. Yeah? Dead as a dodo. Now, where did we put those Ox ships? Yep, they're inbound right now. Perfect. I would tell these guys to fall back and repair the arm, but I don't know, they're a bit bloodthirsty. Better to let them keep going. Nope, I am out of time, and the fighter losses have been incredibly high. They're supposed to have 256 in each of those. That's 282 missing fighters. That's a lot. What the hell? Well, actually, no, there's 3 because of the 3. 280 or 279 fighters were lost. Still so much faster. Like, these guys only just finished up with that power plant. They'd been attacking that power plant before the fleet even arrived. These guys went in here, wiped out a huge amount of fleet, which is, okay, given, very easy for fighters, then wiped out 2 whole stations. And they weren't like a wharf and an actual station. That was insanely fast. But I think the common wisdom holds true. Fighters, great for taking out fleets, terrible for taking out stations. Destroyers, great for taking out stations without taking losses. That's pretty much the general takeaway, and there seems to be no quick way of destroying starbases. Like, well, okay, throw 100 destroyers at it, that tends to destroy them pretty quickly. But that seems to be about it. There seems to be no secret sauce, like you can't just suddenly come up with a magical bunch of ships. Maybe you could get some torpedo fighters in there, but the torpedoes, even then, the damage on them is good, but it's not like I'm going to swat them all instantly and not lose any fighters good. It's just slightly better than some of the plasma weaponry. And then, you know what? Not going to worry about it. When it comes to the war with the Terran protectorate, things have actually progressed a little bit, surprisingly enough. Anyway, in here, this is where, well, all the fighting was taking place last time. The area is still contested. For some reason, even despite the fact that we blew up their administrative center. That still bugs me. That should have switched over. But even though that hasn't switched over, people have still pushed through into this sector, and we have an Antigon wharf, or an Antigon Argon wharf, and an Antigon Argon trading station as well. They seem to have moved in here and started setting up shop, and they're pushing them back. We've got some defense platforms. Yes, the Boron have set up an ore refinery? Like, this is looking pretty good. I mean, the Terrans definitely pushing back, and they're trying to stop them. But they've made it as far as Getsufun. They still have not made it into the asteroid belt. Once they start pushing into the asteroid belt, that means they're winning, but we'll see. I'm going to try and come up with a more efficient way to kill the Xenon, except masses of fighters. But realistically, I don't think there's much options here. I might do some playing around with missiles. Maybe there's a way to do it more efficiently with missiles. But my understanding is it's just a numbers game. You either throw lots of destroyers at it, or you commit to losing a lot of fighters. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.